So we'll make progress in a minute, but I just want to show off this. So this is where we need to go, but how do we get up there, or how do we get through there? Because we can't go through the front door, otherwise these things will kill us. So we need to go up here, and we're going to use this to do it. I don't know what this is supposed to do, or like be, but essentially it pulls up like a series of, like, I want to say brick blocks that get transported inside the facility. What we need to do is catch a ride on one of them, which is going to involve a little bit of puzzle solving, because there's various elements we need to put into play for this to work. There we go. So what we need to do is we need to jump on there, but before we do, we need to make sure that the robot is going to jump on here so he can work the mechanism while we hold on to the block. Because once we jump on the block, we can't then turn around to point him onto the mechanism to make it go. So we have to make sure the mechanism's working before we jump onto the block, which is the hard part. Though I think I've made that look pretty easy. Why didn't we just go up there? Like, what? I mean, the obvious reason is because we work in 2.5D, so the robot's in 3D, but or is it 2.5D for him as well? And we're moving in 2D. Like, there's no up and down dimension to this for us, but he moves around in like 2.5D. So this is another one that took me a while to figure out, just because it doesn't tell us what we can do with the robot, so I had to sort of guess. I initially thought we were going to use the robot, like we have to use this giant wrecking ball to smash that entrance so we can keep going. I initially thought because what happens is you let it go, it swings and it scrapes on the ground, so it can't get enough momentum to hit this bit. So I thought maybe we could use this as a stand somehow, and that would give it more momentum, like it'd take it off the ground so it'd have more momentum. But no, what you're supposed to do is just use the wrecking ball as I want to say a catapult, but I don't think it works that way unless it's on the ground. We do this basically. There we go. And then we have to wait for this thing to be pulled back into place. There we go. Don't know where the robot is now. There we go. I don't think there's anything we can do in here. As you go through the game though, it really does feel as though they touch on every part of like life for these people. I don't want to say like Romanian society, because I don't know if this really reflects Romanian society like now or under the rule of Ceausescu. But definitely reflects on society, I think. Definitely feels as though they're trying to make a commentary about these things. Oh, whoops. Yeah, I don't think we can run. So this is another one that took me a while to figure out. Not like ages, but like took me a while for it to click that. Oh yeah, the beam of the, like I knew I had to distract the turret, but it took me a while to realise the beam of the surveillance camera was narrowing when it looks at the drone. That's it. Oh, and there's another steam pipe. I guess it is a Steam game, isn't it? Ha ha ha. Well, god damn it. So this is what I mean. I didn't want to climb on it. I wanted to dismantle it, but didn't quite work out. I mean, it was my fault, but I feel as though the game's a bit sometimes the commands like overlap each other a bit. So I think that woman is actually Ceausescu's wife when she was young. I was looking into it a bit. I couldn't find, well, I could find the information on the history of it, but it mostly just seemed like the same, like 4 or 5 pictures of Ceausescu on the internet. Like the one from when he's like really old, just before he died, or close to when he was executed, around the revolution time, I guess. I didn't check the year. And then some from when he was younger, from I guess like the 60s and 70s, which is the one we saw much earlier in the game. Like it was like a big blurry painting, I think. And I think at least that woman is his wife. So this is another achievement thing.
What? What?
Do you think maybe that's a man and a woman? Because there's like a heart on the door. Maybe. And they're occupied, as they say, on the street. Getting quite close to the end now, actually. I am speeding through these puzzles as well. Oh, there's a guy up there as well. Interesting. This took me forever to figure out, because I realised almost immediately I had to jump on top of that, But like I didn't notice that pipe at all for ages. Figured out quite quickly that I could distract it with the drone and lure it towards that corner to like get past it. But then figuring out I could jump on the pipe was there in the first place and I could jump on that. That took me forever. Must have been like 10, 15, maybe 20 tries. Maybe more. I mean, not that I'm complaining. I think that was me just not putting it all into place. But yeah, that was a difficult one for me. I think probably the last difficult puzzle from the game, actually. Because we're right at the end now and these last few are pretty easy. I think, anyway. We're waiting for something, by the way, in case it looks like I'm not doing anything here. So essentially, again, we need to get past these cameras. And if you notice, there are 3 people on each of these doors. So if we jump in the middle, like we have, we can get past the cameras. Not that it really helps us though, as you'll see. This has definite inside vibes, doesn't it? Because there was a lot of getting hunted in that as well, wasn't there? Oh dear. So, as you can probably guess, we just need to swing the cage for this puzzle. Just keep swinging until we hit that pipe. And then we're home free. Well, home free and out of the jail. We're not free or home, other than that. There we go. So why that camera doesn't shoot, I don't know. Can we go in there? No. There's an arrow next to it to make it look as though we can, but then we can't apparently. So this is right before or right during the revolution. I guess that's why the prison looks so busted up, like everybody's broken free. Well, except those who once are lucky. But yeah, we're on the last few puzzles of the game. Oh, here comes the camera. So this is another instance in the game where you have to be patient. And the solution will present itself to you. If you don't die. There we go. We have to be quick. because we have to do... Yeah, there we go. So we have to use the one camera to avoid that camera, then jump on the back of the same camera we used to avoid the first camera to get past the third camera, which makes some sense, but we don't want to carry on up there because lasers, I guess. Don't know if this is supposed to signify something. Maybe this is where they burn the bodies. I think in the next room, I think it's the next room is just like a just full of bodies. I was trying to think of the word. It's morgue, isn't it? Or morgue. But no, it's not a morgue. Because it's just a big warehouse. Yeah, here we go. It's just a big room full of coffins. It's more like a warehouse for dead bodies, isn't it, really? So that's again one of those places where you just have to be patient. Like I guess you could describe it as one of those puzzles where you just have to hold your breath, or those sequences in the game where you just have to hold your breath and hope for the best. Rather than like being active and changing what you're doing. Wow, that's pretty. So yeah, we're mid-revolution here. I guess this is supposed to be more symbolic than anything, like the big communist emblazoned walls. I don't think they had anything like this in Romania. Obviously there was the Berlin Wall, but it wasn't this high in Berlin. They also didn't have robots, so that's something worth pointing out. But I mean, there's pictures from that final speech that Ceausescu gave, and video I think as well, where he's in like the top of a palace or whatever it is, giving his speech, and you can see the people below getting angry. So maybe that's like rioting. I guess maybe that's what it's a reference to. And also just how the people felt about society, I guess. And the guy with the flag. Interesting. So yeah, this was Black the Fall. This is the end. This is essentially the epilogue. And I presume these are all pictures in reference to the downfall of Ceausescu. I mean, if you do know the context for these photos, please do comment on it. Would be interesting to learn more about it. So I just wanted to see if they do anything other than light up. Oh, and this is more recent. But yeah, that was Black the Fall. That was a lot of fun, actually. Really enjoyed it. Wish we could see more games that touch on politics like that. Like this. You know, real politics that have affected people's lives. Because it's important. Something that makes a difference in people's lives. And it's history as well, isn't it? We all have to be mindful of these things. Should I sit through these? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe not. But yeah, this was Black the Fall. I hope that was fun to watch.